the Redmi Note 7. It's a special phone in a number of ways. For starters, it's the first phone from the new sub-brand, Redmi. This is the first phone with the Redmi branding at the back. It's both weird and cool. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, enough of... let's jump into the actual video. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Ashwin Sundar. This is Technology Jock. It's been quite a bit of struggle to get this phone, so if you appreciate the efforts, kindly subscribe to the channel and more importantly, hit the bell icon. So here's the box, a translucent silicone case, some paperwork, the phone itself, a wall charger, and a USB Type-C cable. Let's just forget the box contents for now. I can't wait to show you the Note 7. The moment you pick it up, you can feel how premium it is. Premium in caps. It's made of glass. No, it's not like the Galaxy M20 or the Zenfone Max Pro M2, which uses plastic made to look like glass. This here is actual reinforced Gorilla Glass 5 with an extra 0.8 mm layer of glass for additional protection. For some reason, this doesn't feel as slippery as most other glass-back phones, and the fact that the sides are made of polycarbonate means better grip. Unfortunately, not everything about the build is flawless. The back is extremely flat and the sides aren't as curvy as they probably should be. So whenever I pick it up, it feels kind of odd, like out of the ordinary. So while the phone is very well built, it's not the most ergonomic. But then guys, I've only used it for a day, so maybe this is something I get used to in a couple of weeks. I'll definitely share more in my full review. Anyway, the back also has the fingerprint scanner, which is extremely fast and accurate. It's nice to see good quality fingerprint scanners in this segment. And then we've got a dual camera setup, which has a 5 megapixel depth sensor and that controversial 48 megapixel main camera, plus a dual LED flash. Another thing that's nice to see in this segment is the USB Type-C port. It's also worth noting that Redmi has retained the 3.5mm headphone jack and the infrared blaster, which helps you use your phone as a remote for your TV and AC and other appliances. And then the notification LED, which has been moved to the bottom of the phone. Why? I'm sure you know it. Yeah, it's because the forehead at the top has been... So there's a dewdrop notch for the 13 megapixel front-facing camera. It's not entirely being chick though. You can still see a bit of forehead. It's bigger than most other phones with a dewdrop notch. The bottom chin is also a tad too big by today's bezel standards, but I'm just nitpicking here. At this price point, I can't complain at all. I'm actually really happy that the huge ugly notch of the Redmi Note 6 Pro is now gone. Thanks to which, we now have a huge 6.3-inch IPS LCD display with a resolution of 1080 pixels by 2340 pixels, which is covered by Gorilla Glass 5. Of course, I haven't really used the phone for a long time, but in my time with it so far, the display has impressed me. Good color reproduction and the panel can get quite bright. Time to delve into the inside of the phone. The Redmi Note 7 is powered by the Snapdragon 660 chip, the exact same chip found inside the Realme 2 Pro and the Zenfone Max Pro M2. But there's a catch. The 660 chip inside the Realme 2 Pro and the Max Pro M2 are underclocked to around 1.9 GHz, but the 660 chip on the Note 7 is clocked at 2.2 GHz, just what Qualcomm offers by default. So obviously some slight performance gains over the other two phones can be expected from the Note 7. This particular unit I have has 3GB RAM, but there are also two other variants with 4GB RAM and 6GB RAM. Similarly, the internal storage on this is 32GB and the other two variants offer 64GB storage. The battery capacity hasn't changed from the Note 6 Pro, it's still 4000 mAh, but it supports Quick Charge 4.0, which is capable of charging the phone from 0 to 50% in around 20 minutes. But unfortunately, the charger included in the box doesn't support Quick Charge 4.0, or even 3.0 for that matter. It's just a standard 10 watts charger. I know you guys are waiting for the camera part, but let's first quickly get over with the software. The Note 7 is the first Redmi phone to run on an Android Pie based MIUI 10. Guys, this is the Chinese version of MIUI 10, so there is a bit more bloat, a bit more Xiaomi's own apps, and even more features like Mi AI that will either not work in India or only work when we speak or type Chinese. But most features are the same regardless of location, like being able to move multiple apps at once and uninstall multiple apps at once. That's my favorite feature of MIUI. That's a useful feature that most other brands still don't have. We also have face unlock in addition to fingerprint unlock, and then app lock. Most features are just self-explanatory, so let's jump into the camera app. It's loaded with many modes. We have the HDR toggle right at the top, and just next to it we have the AI toggle. And guys, Xiaomi has just introduced Android Pie to some of its phones, so it's still kind of buggy. Like on Pro mode, when I tried to switch to the 48 megapixel mode, it just crashed. And I noticed some glitches while scrolling and also while switching to apps using the app switcher. These are just purely software issues, and I'm pretty sure Xiaomi will fix them before the phone lands in India. So finally, the cameras. So first things first, it is a 48 megapixel sensor. But by default, the sensor is meant to combine 4 pixels into one. So the final count is 12 megapixels. If you want to have a deep understanding of how the sensor works, here's an amazing video by B-Bomb explaining it in detail. Now the sensor size is really big, it's half an inch, and the aperture is also quite wide at f1.8. So during my testing, the low light photos came out quite well. Guys, if you don't understand terms like aperture, sensor size, etc., or if you don't know how sensor size affects the picture quality in low light, then click this link and watch that video. I've explained everything in very simple terms. You're gonna be a pro after watching it. I really mean it, I promise. I'm not kidding. Here are some more 12 megapixel samples. Now guys, Xiaomi has done a wonderful thing to the Note 7. They have enabled Camera to API by default. That means we can directly install Google Camera. We don't have to get permission from Xiaomi to unlock the bootloader. We don't need to download their tool to unlock it. We don't need to connect it to PC. We don't need a PC. We don't need to type fancy commands. All you need to do is go down to the description and hit the Google Camera link to download it. Once it's done, find it in your file manager, tap Allow installation from the source and install. Done. And it works flawlessly. Almost all modes work perfectly fine. It makes the camera perform so much better. I'll make a separate video showing you the difference in quality in good lighting conditions, low light, selfies, portraits and everything. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that when that video comes out, you'll be notified immediately. Guys, do you want me to do a camera comparison between the Note 7 and any other phone? Say the Zenfone Max Pro M2? Please tell me in the comment section. I'll have to borrow it from someone and do it, but if you guys want to watch it, I'll definitely try to make it happen. So don't forget to comment below. That's pretty much it. The Chinese prices are 10,000, 12,500 and 14,500 for the 3 variants, but obviously it'll be more expensive in India. My prediction, the 4GB RAM variant will launch at 15,000 rupees. For that price, a premium true glass back design, Snapdragon 660 with no underclocking, a 4000 mAh battery with quick charge 4.0 support, and more importantly, Camera to API support out of the box. All these together make the Note 7 sound like a pretty sweet deal. If you have contradicting thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Let's have a fun, healthy conversation. So thanks a lot for watching. This is Ashwin Sundar from Technology Jock, leaving for the moment. Have a wonderful day. That will either not work in India or only work when we speak or type Chinese. Hell, forget Chinese, I'm not even capable of learning Hindi. I used to terribly fail in Hindi exams during school. Okay, I'm gonna cut that.